Have you ever stumbled upon something you thought was worthless, only to realize it held a secret worth millions? Imagine wearing a ring for years, never knowing its true value, until one unexpected moment changes everything. This is the true story of how a woman's seemingly ordinary costume jewelry turned out to be worth more than she could have ever dreamed. It all began on an ordinary day at a crowded grocery store. As she casually wandered the aisles, a stranger approached her. His eyes were sharp, calculating, almost like he could see right through her. He wasn't interested in her shopping cart or the contents inside it. No. His gaze was fixed on something far more personal. Her hand. Specifically the ring on her finger. At first, she didn't think much of it. People admired her ring all the time. It was her favorite piece of costume jewelry. A simple yet elegant crystal ring, silver tarnished with age, with an almost hypnotic shine when the light hit it just right. But this man? He stared with intensity, a strange gleam in his eyes, his focus unwavering. When he asked if he could take a closer look at the ring, something inside her jolted. Her mind raced. What did he know that she didn't? Was this some sort of scam? It was the way he asked, almost with an edge of desperation. Feeling uneasy, she quickly brushed him off, claiming she had to leave, and hurried on her way. But as she walked, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Later, as the day went on, that encounter gnawed at her. There was something about the man's look, something that made her wonder if there was more to her old ring than she realized. After all, it was just a costume piece, wasn't it? A trivial thing that she had inherited from her grandmother, something she wore for sentimental reasons more than anything else. But why did he seem so obsessed with it? The following morning, she was in a rush, late as usual, and as she prepared to leave the house, she realized in a sudden panic that she had forgotten to put her ring on. It was her ritual, you see. Every day, without fail, she slid the ring onto her finger as soon as she woke up. But today, she'd been so frazzled that in the whirlwind of getting dressed and heading out, it had slipped her mind. She was already behind schedule, but the nagging feeling that something wasn't right kept her mind spinning. Could that man have known something? Did he see something in the ring that made it worth more than just the cheap costume jewelry it appeared to be? The anxiety spiraled. She decided to turn back. She couldn't bear the thought of leaving the house without it. As she hurried up the stairs to her apartment, her heart raced with the urgency of the moment. Where was it? She threw open drawers, searched the nightstand, and scanned every corner of her room, but the ring was nowhere to be found. Her breath grew shallow, her chest tight. The more she searched, the more frantic she became. Her mind raced. What if she'd lost it forever? The ring wasn't just a piece of jewelry to her. It was a reminder of the past, a connection to her grandmother, a talisman that had always been with her. Could it have been taken? Could someone have stolen it? After what felt like an eternity of searching, she suddenly remembered. The bathroom. She rushed inside, and there it was. The ring, sitting innocently by the sink where she had absent-mindedly placed it after brushing her teeth the night before. Relief washed over her, but at the same time, the dread from that strange man's encounter crept back in. Why had he been so interested? What made him look at her ring with such intensity? Could it really be something more than just a cheap bauble? After all, she had never seen it sparkle like that before, not in the way she remembered him staring at it in the store. What if it wasn't a cheap trinket after all? Her curiosity and unease grew stronger by the day. A mixture of fear and fascination pushed her to take a step that felt almost reckless. She decided to take the ring to Sotheby's in London. She needed to know if she was simply being paranoid, or if there was something truly extraordinary about the piece. The days leading up to the evaluation were agonizing. She could hardly focus on anything else, her mind swirling with questions. Was it possible that something so ordinary could turn out to be so valuable? She kept thinking about her financial struggles, the bills that piled up, and the endless worry over how to make ends meet. If this ring were valuable, it could change everything. And then the call came. Her heart skipped a beat as the representative from Sotheby's confirmed that her ring had been authenticated. It was real, but not just real. It was a 26-carat cushion-shaped white diamond from the 19th century. She could hardly believe what she was hearing. This was no costume jewelry. It was an antique, a piece of history, a diamond that had been hidden in plain sight for decades. Sotheby's took a deep dive into its origins, explaining that the antique cut of the diamond was not like modern stones, which sparkle brilliantly in the light. The old-world style of cutting had been designed to preserve the diamond's weight, giving it a deeper, more subtle glow. In fact, the dullness that she had always noticed was actually a disguise, a way for the diamond to pass unnoticed for generations. Its true brilliance had been concealed by time and craftsmanship. It was no wonder the stranger had been so interested. The man had probably seen the true value of the stone right away, while she had worn it all these years without knowing its significance. Her grandmother's old ring was more than a keepsake. It was an heirloom of extraordinary worth. As the ring went through the final stages of appraisal, Sotheby's revealed that the diamond could be valued as much as £350,000, around $450,000. But when it was finally put up for auction, the bidding soared. It sold for an astonishing £656,750, or nearly $850,000. For someone who had lived paycheck to paycheck, struggling to pay bills and make ends meet, this windfall was nothing short of life-changing. Her life, once marked by uncertainty and worry, was transformed in an instant, and then it hit her. She had always been a princess, only she had never known it. This ring, this hidden treasure, had been her legacy, her birthright, all along. So how do you know if your costume jewelry could be hiding a fortune? Trust your instincts. If something about a piece catches your attention, whether it's the way it sparkles, its weight, or its craftsmanship, don't brush it off. Look beyond the surface. Sometimes the value lies in the story of the piece, the era it comes from, its design, or the materials used to craft it. Older stones, especially those with antique cuts, may not shine as brightly as modern diamonds, but they can be just as valuable. Get an expert opinion. Never underestimate the importance of a professional appraisal. A reputable auction house or gemologist can reveal the true worth of your jewelry and give you the peace of mind you need. That forgotten ring sitting in your drawer could be more than just a piece of jewelry. It might just be the key to unlocking a new future. You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it.